Oh, hello. Welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today is a very pleasant Sunday Stuff and Things. And on this pleasant Sunday Stuff and Things, I have stuff and things to talk about, such as upcoming videos, things that you can look forward to on Stuff and Things and Stuff and Things Plays. We will also be talking a little bit more about the NFL, the National Football League. The Super Bowl is coming up. The championship round of the playoffs is coming up this weekend as well, so we're going to talk about that. Some big financial investing news. I know this is something that I don't normally talk about on the channel, but it was something I came across, and it was very important. I thought it was very important for me to share this news with you, and then we have a lot of good questions from you guys in hashtag #AskStuffandThings, some cool topics of discussion. So, let's get into it. All right, so upcoming videos, things that you can look forward to on Stuff and Things. First, you will notice I'm here in my apartment. I've got my Les Paul Special here, and I just recorded, I guess, the last 9-month guitar challenge check-in. We started this way back in May. I started this series as an attempt to kind of hold myself accountable as I was trying to practice guitar every single day, trying to improve. We've been checking in every month, and this is the last check-in. You get to see kind of what I've been up to, how I've been doing. We talk about this guitar a little bit more. By the way, this guitar is amazing. Let me just put these headphones on and turn it up. Little bit of a overdrive there. This guitar, the pickups on this, these P90 pickups, are so raunchy, and they just make you want to play things like... I love it. It's a great guitar. I love it. You'll get to see a little bit more of that on the 9-month guitar challenge check-in. Now, that won't be the very last guitar video we do on the channel, obviously, because I'm going to keep playing guitar. The 9 months was always just kind of an arbitrary number that I picked, and over those 9 months, though, playing every single day, I have really developed... I mean, I've always loved guitar, but for some reason I just never buckled down and practiced, and now I've developed such a love of playing and improving and learning new things. It's become a lifestyle for me now. It's just every single day I have to play guitar, and I'm going to keep playing guitar. So check in with the 9-month guitar check-in this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will have the full review of GLP's Meridian. You saw the first impressions video last week, hopefully. Check it out if you haven't yet. Really interesting blend, one that I'm actually enjoying quite a bit, so stay tuned for the full review. And then if you were watching Stuff and Things Plays last week, you'll know that we started a brand new series on the game Deathloop. A very cool, very interesting premise where basically you're playing the same day over and over and over again, and you're trying to figure out a puzzle, kind of. There are these visionaries, these people who you have to take out, and you have to figure out how you're going to take out all of them in one day so you can get out of this crazy time loop that you found yourself stuck in. Kevin the Kurt is not the main character. It is a character named Colt, but I'm enjoying the game a lot. I've recorded 20 episodes maybe, and I think you guys have seen the first 3 if you've been watching Stuff and Things Plays, and it just gets better and better and more interesting. So be sure to check out Deathloop on Stuff and Things Plays every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, so football happened last weekend, and again, remember, I'm recording this before the games have happened this weekend, so some of these things are going to be out of date. But last week I was talking about who I'd kind of like to see in the Super Bowl, and I basically was hoping that no NFC West teams would make it into the Super Bowl. We're pretty much guaranteed that now, or we're definitely guaranteed that one NFC West team, either the San Francisco 49ers or the LA Rams, will be in the Super Bowl. I was also kind of hoping, I wanted the Bengals to win, I wanted to see them in the championship game, and I was hoping that the Bills would win. But the Bills ended up losing. Sorry all of you Kansas City fans out there, but I just don't like Kansas City. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Mahomes himself or what, but I don't like Kansas City. But they ended up beating the Bills, so now it's going to be the Bengals versus Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, determining who gets to go to the Super Bowl. And in the NFC, as much as I didn't want an NFC team in the Super Bowl, I was happy to see San Francisco beat the Packers. I just thought that was fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So I was glad San Francisco beat the Packers, but then I was really hoping that Tampa Bay would beat the Rams, and it came close. They came back, they almost won, and then it just fell apart at the last minute. Because I just thought it would be cool for Tom Brady to get into another Super Bowl again, or at least have a chance. But now it's the Rams versus San Francisco, and Tom Brady is retiring now, which is catastrophic news, or at least ground-shaking news in the NFL. So we've got Kansas City versus the Bengals, and we've got San Francisco versus LA. I don't have any preference, really. I guess I'd rather see San Francisco beat the Rams than the other way around, because I just don't like the Rams either. I don't like any other NFC West team, because the Seahawks are in the NFC West, but I guess I dislike San Francisco a little bit less than I dislike the Rams, and I think that San Francisco would have less of a chance against whoever the AFC puts in the Super Bowl. So anyway, on the AFC side, I would love to see the Bengals win. I just don't know if there's much of a chance with that, but it'd be cool, maybe Bengals versus San Francisco, and then the Bengals beating San Francisco. That's what I would like to happen in the Super Bowl this year. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments below. All right, as I mentioned, we have big financial news, and all of you out there who are into, saving for retirement, investing, you got to perk your ears up and listen to this. I'm going to put on my financial planner glasses, and this is something important. This is something that you need to hear, and this came to my attention on a comment thread in one of my videos last week. Now let me just read this to you. Just make sure you pay attention. From Silbert. This is important. I have about 5% of my portfolio in uranium Bitcoin. Any advice on other cryptocurrency that I can grow my 300,000 capital to $1 million? So this just showed up in my comment thread. And I was thinking, how am I going to reply to Silbert? But luckily, some other people replied to Silbert. This is Yolanda Teronis Bernat. She says, investing in crypto now should be in every wise individual's list. In some months' time, you'll be ecstatic with the decision you made today. Tone Vase chipped in. Yolanda Terrence Burnett, I'm so happy that despite the economy crisis and financial conditions, I am still able to earn 19,500 returns from my initial 5,500 every 7 days. But that's not it. Tamika L. Davis said, most people think investing in crypto is all about buying coins and holding till it rises. Shrug. Come on, it takes much analysis to be a successful crypto trader. I've made $16,000 in 2 weeks of trade. $16,000 in 2 weeks of trade. But Doyle John jumps in. At Tamika L. Davis, I lost about $5,000 to a scammer before I was linked to Mr. Philip Hutchinson by my cider brother. And believe me, he has helped me recover the $5,000 I lest with extra $2,000 within thy space of a week and 4 days. A week and 4 days. But Nicholas Ordnakowaga said, my first investment with Mr. Philip Hutchinson gave me up to $73,000 and has made me invest without the fear of losing. I got 4 of my friends involved with him already. And then Madison Aubriana Bland says, I have also been trading with him. The profits are secured and over a 100% return on investment directly sent to your wallet. I made up to $156,000 in 1 month trading with her. I thought it was a man, but we'll forgo that. This is important stuff. Linda Smith chimes in. Mr. Philip Hutchinson is a sincere man who understands the challenges faced by beginners. I started trading Bitcoin under his guidance after his interview with CNDH. He does not request for any charges to teach investors how to trade and generate profits for themselves use. Well, this is all sounding very good for Mr. Philip Hutchinson so far, but there's more. Abigbor Emilki says, what a coincidence. I've been hearing a lot about investment with Philip Hutchinson. How do I get to him? Nicholas Orden Kawaga. At Amagbor Emiki. His availability is guaranteed on WhatsApp. Nicholas Ordenakagawaga. Plus 157-1310-3993. Remember that number if you want to get in touch with Philip Hutchinson. Margaret Green. I was being skeptical about the whole process, but later gave it a try and it was worth it, because I took a big risk that gave me a huge profit. He's indeed good. Benjamin Cohen. Philip Hutchinson's signal is very accurate. I'm not hyping. His information is sell short on Bitcoin was correct. This week made I 87% profit trading with 1.4 BTC. Linda Ray. I'm very glad I stumbled on this. I'm writing to him now. Really hope he can help me too. Damon Russell. I started with 2,000, now earning 8,300 bi-weekly profits with his trading program. God bless Mr. Philip Hutchinson. Angela Jessica. I'm from the UK. I and my colleagues gave him a try and it has been good for returns of our investment. Alexander Erickson. Thanks, guys. I've just contacted Mr. Philip. My trade is in progress. I can't wait to start making profits too. Philip Hutchinson. All right, gang. It's time for your questions and hashtag #AskStuffandThings. Remember, if you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, tweet at SAT Bradley with the hashtag #AskStuffandThings. You can also leave me questions in the comment sections of YouTube videos, my YouTube videos, not other people's YouTube videos. If you are a Patreon supporter, you can contact me there as well. But via Twitter from Chris Coffey, we have a question. Chris at Lutheran Clinian says, what happens if you S a filtered pipe without a filter and without the adapter? Is there a lot of cleanup inside the mortise? I haven't noticed a big deal with that. I've had several Savinelli pipes where you could actually put a filter in there, like I think like a 1.5 millimeter filter maybe, or some of those balsa like triangular shaped filters. And yeah, you have a little bit of a larger chamber inside the stem, but it's not a big deal. I mean, you could just shove a pipe cleaner in there. So yeah, I haven't noticed any ill effects with not using a filter, and I never use a filter with pipes in which you can place a filter. So I wouldn't worry about it. But thanks for the question, Chris. Next via YouTube, this is Andrew who says, what is your overall opinion of Cornell and Deal? My opinion is pretty positive on Cornell and Deal. They make the GLP's blends, and I like pretty much every GLP's blend that I've tried. I'm gonna turn off my pedal board here. As far as their own, I haven't had a ton of actual Cornell and Deal branded blends, but I've enjoyed most of the ones I've had. I think they're a really good quality, nice. They're a manufacturer of good quality and they make good quality blends. Next from Shin Langan. Hello, Bradley. How about some update on your gerbils? Are they coming out of their little enclosure and playing on your hands yet? And how is the Ancient Man on skateboard? Has that been stopped because Ancient Man can easily break a bone? I'll deal with that first. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of the skateboarding stuff. It's hard, you know, I'm doing the guitar thing, and with the job and with YouTube and with everything else, it's like, I've decided that I kind of have to focus on something, and guitar is definitely the thing that I'm mostly focusing on, along with photography and along with 1,000 other things. So I guess I'm just throwing that out the window because I'm focusing on too many things. But skateboarding was just another thing where, yes, it was dangerous. Never took a really bad fall or anything. I think I would like to get out on the board again at some point, but I don't think I'm going to be doing any kick flips anytime soon. And then the gerbils, they're good. It's like, there's some nights when, you know, the normal pattern is in the evening after dinner, I go and I clean out their enclosure and I put fresh food in and everything. And they're not at the surface while I'm doing that. If I'm messing with things in their cage, they're huddled in their little sleeping area. But then after I do that, I get a treat or something, I put my hand in there and I do the come on boys, come on out. And they always come out, and they will come, and on some nights, they're just like, okay, we're grabbing the treats, we're going back to bed. Other nights, they will actually come out, and I can be there with them. I can move around carefully, and they will come. They've even come and started doing this thing where they're like nibbling on me, and not hard, but I think they're trying to groom me or something. They'll be like, just start like chewing on my hand a little bit. Seems affectionate, I don't know. I'm able to sort of scoop them up occasionally. They kind of freak out when I do that. They don't seem super pleased by it, but I'm trying to slowly get them used to that without doing it so much that it traumatizes them. Diamond got me this weird, it's cool. It's like this, you can fold it up, but you fold it out and it becomes this little playpen. And I put that on the ground, and I have put them in it occasionally, but they just kind of freeze. And they haven't gotten to the point where they can like play and run around when I put them in that thing. So it's coming along. I mean, they don't live a long time, so I don't know like if they'll ever get to the point where I can just like handle them and put them out in their playpen and play with them before they die, but slowly and surely things are progressing. Next, from Lone Wolf Piper. Hey Bradley, perfect way of describing GLP's track record, and good to know you're a fan of The Strokes, one of my favorite local bands. You must be from New York. Still would like to know your favorite album, and if you have a personal favorite song. And then he does a little feedback on Meridian. It is a nice, light English blend. Always have a tin or two on hand. Great vid as always. Cheers, Joe. So Joe, I don't know if you mean my favorite Strokes album and song, or just in general. If I had to pick my favorite Strokes album, that's pretty tough. I might pick the first just because of the influence that had when it came out. It was a pretty big deal. But I've loved all of their albums. I think they're all great. As far as favorite song for the Strokes, maybe Someday. It's just such a classic. But then, you know, I've loved so many of their other songs. There, a lot of stuff off RCA. Now I'm not able to think of any song titles. Hold on. Oh yeah, One Way Trigger. That's one of my favorite ones. I mean, there's so many good songs. And on their latest album, there are a lot of great ones too. Like, I know he's bad with song titles, but where the hell is it? New Abnormal. The Adults Are Talking is great. I love Bad Decisions is great. I mean, they're all great. Strokes are great. And if you're asking about my favorite album of all and my favorite song, that's impossible. I cannot answer that question. It's too hard. But thank you for the question, Lone Wolf Piper, AKA Joe. Now we have a little bit of feedback from last week. We have a missive from Gabriel Polides. I agree 100% and get backlash that Pearl Jam is incredibly overrated, as are the Chili Peppers. I agree. I'm roughly same age as you. Love Nirvana, Rubber Soul, and Aqualung. Is that Jethro Tull, I think? Are, in my opinion, best rock albums. Front to back, not a bad song. Also, love Bach and listen to Brandenburg regularly on my way home from work to chill out. I'm in industrial construction and don't fit the stereotype. Yeah, Brandenburg concertos. Excellent stuff. This is from AA. So people were responding to me talking about a mixed drink that I actually like, which is not a whiskey sour. I do like whiskey sours too, though, but the old fashioned. And AA says, I'm a whiskey drinker and usually just drink it neat, but I do love an old fashioned when having a cocktail. My wife hates whiskey, but she will even drink an old fashioned when it's made well. And we got a lot of responses, a lot of people talking about their favorite cocktails, favorite mixed drinks and stuff. Chris Coffey said, I like single malt whiskey. I also like Bushmills. I also like high-end sour mash bourbons. I like these straight up. If I have a cocktail, I like an olive martini. You know what? Yeah, I don't mind a martini either. But again, I'm not a big connoisseur of, like single malt whiskeys and things like that. I don't really know much about them or the difference between them. I did get some rye for old fashions recently, some, Woodford Reserve rye. I like that. I've enjoyed good whiskeys when people have given me good whiskeys, but I don't know that much about them. But thank you all for the feedback. Thank you all for the questions too. I really appreciate that. And it is cool to get feedback from whatever the topic was of the day, things that we're discussing. It's nice to know your opinions on those as well. So keep all that coming, gang. It's time though for the very best part of the show. And that is when we thank our Patreon supporters for their support. Every week, we like to shout out those who support the channels at $25 or more a month because they make all of this possible. The fancy camera that is filming this video right now, the lights that are shining upon me, blends that I can get for review, other products. It's just all very, very helpful and much appreciated. If you would like to support the channels, there is a link to our Patreon in the description box below. But this week, we would like to thank Kirk Crompton, Private Eye, Glenn, Jason Buckner, Gloria Phillips, Ryan McFadin, Matt Marino, MDoftheNorth, and Kyle. And of course, we can't forget the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels $100 a month. People like Peter Straub, Bob Magee, David Gaudreau, and Ashes of the Phoenix. Speaking of Patreon supporters, our good friend Jason Buckner, who not only supports the channels on Patreon, but donated a PlayStation 5 so I could play Demon's Souls on the channel. We need to talk soon. We need to have a little discussion about Demon's Souls, so let me know when you would like to do that. Gang, please check out the 9-month guitar journey video, or guitar challenge video, which we'll be posting this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, the full review of GLP's Meridian. Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Stuff and Things Plays, the Deathloop series will be continuing, and there will be more of all sorts of good things in the future. Don't forget the financial advice with our good friend Philip Hutchinson. And until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things. I'll see you later.